the year 3019 of the Third Age, a pivotal moment in the history of Middle-earth unfolded upon the slopes of Amon Hen. Boromir, son of Denethor, stood amidst the chaos of battle, his heart torn between duty and desire. As orcs surged around him, he felt the weight of his father's expectations and the lure of the One Ring, a temptation he had wrestled with since the Council of Elrond. Yet, in this critical moment, Boromir's strength of will triumphed. He resisted the ring's seductive call, a feat that would forever alter the course of history. As arrows flew and swords clashed, Boromir fought with unmatched ferocity, his horn echoing through the forest as a rallying cry for his companions. It was his relentless spirit and unwavering courage that drove him to stand firm, protecting Merry and Pippin with every ounce of his strength. Yet, instead of meeting his end, as fate had originally decreed, Boromir's resolve to protect the innocent and his loyalty to his comrades saw him through. Wounded but alive, he was discovered by Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, who managed to drive back the orcs and tend to his injuries. Boromir's survival marked the beginning of a new chapter for Gondor. With the ring's temptation behind him, he returned to Minas Tirith not as a man broken by his near-fall, but as one reborn, embodying the true spirit of Gondor's might. His father, Denethor, saw in him both the hope and the strength to withstand the coming storm from Mordor. Boromir's valor and newfound humility inspired the people of Gondor, rekindling their courage in the face of impending doom. As the year 3019 drew on, Boromir's leadership became instrumental in the defense of Minas Tirith. In the Siege of Gondor, he led the charge against the forces of Sauron, his presence on the battlefield a beacon of hope for his soldiers. His strategic acumen, honed by the trials of the Fellowship, allowed him to outmaneuver the enemy's forces, securing key victories that bolstered the city's defenses. His reputation as a warrior king grew, his deeds echoing those of the great kings of old. Under Boromir's rule, Gondor saw a period of unprecedented unity and strength. The alliances he forged with Rohan and the remnants of the Dunedain were bolstered by his unwavering commitment to a free Middle-earth. In the days leading up to the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, Boromir's resolve was tested once more as the Witch King of Angmar led a terrifying assault. Yet, it was Boromir who stood firm against the shadow, rallying his forces to a glorious victory that would be sung of for ages. In the aftermath of Sauron's defeat, Boromir's legacy as Gondor's greatest warrior king was cemented. The White City, rebuilt and flourishing under his guidance, became a symbol of hope and renewal for all of Middle-earth. The White Tree bloomed once more, a testament to the enduring spirit of Gondor and its people. Boromir, having resisted the ring's temptation, had not only redeemed himself but had paved the way for a new era of peace and prosperity. As the Fourth Age dawned, Boromir's wisdom and strength continued to guide Gondor. He became a paragon of leadership, his reign marked by justice and compassion. Under his rule, the realm flourished, its people united in purpose and hope. The bonds he forged with Aragorn, now King Elessar, and other leaders of Middle-earth endured, ensuring a lasting peace that would withstand the tests of time. In this speculative vision, Boromir's survival and triumph over temptation exemplify the resilience and nobility of men. His journey from near tragedy to redemption and greatness highlights the themes of sacrifice, courage, and the enduring struggle between light and darkness that define Tolkien's world. Though the road was fraught with peril, Boromir's legacy as Gondor's mightiest king stands as a beacon of hope for all who seek to find their place in the tapestry of Middle-earth. As Boromir's reign continued, the echoes of his leadership reached far beyond the borders of Gondor, resonating throughout the lands of Middle-earth. His decision to resist the One Ring's temptation brought not only personal redemption but also a renewed sense of purpose to the free peoples. In the years following Sauron's defeat, Boromir's influence extended to the distant lands of Harad and Run, where he sought to build bridges rather than walls. Boromir understood the need for reconciliation with the former allies of Mordor. He embarked on a journey to these distant lands, accompanied by a small company of trusted advisors and warriors, including Faramir, his beloved brother, whose wisdom and insight proved invaluable. Their travels took them across vast deserts and through dense jungles, where they encountered cultures and peoples long estranged from Gondor. In Harad, Boromir met with tribal leaders who had once marched under the banners of Sauron. Through diplomacy and mutual respect, he forged new alliances, emphasizing the shared struggles and aspirations of all men. His words, grounded in humility and strength, echoed the unity he had nurtured in Gondor. "We are all bound by the same stars, guided by the same sun. Let us walk together into a new dawn." The journey to Run proved more challenging, as the Easterlings were wary of outsiders. However, Boromir's reputation as a warrior king preceded him, and his deeds on the battlefield earned him a grudging respect. In the city of Kund, he negotiated with the chieftains, securing trade agreements that would benefit both their lands and Gondor. Through these efforts, Boromir sowed the seeds of peace, envisioning a Middle-earth united not by force, but by understanding and cooperation. Meanwhile, in Minas Tirith, the White City continued to flourish under Boromir's rule. The streets buzzed with the vibrant life of a city reborn, its people thriving in the newfound peace. The arts and sciences flourished, drawing scholars and artisans from across Middle-earth to share their knowledge and craft. Boromir, a patron of the arts, encouraged this cultural renaissance, believing that a strong and prosperous Gondor could inspire others to seek a similar path. In the Citadel, Boromir often sought counsel from his closest allies. Aragorn, now King Elisar, was a frequent visitor, their friendship a cornerstone of the renewed alliance between Gondor and Arnor. The two kings shared a vision for the future, discussing plans to rebuild and fortify the lands that had suffered under Sauron's tyranny. Their camaraderie was a testament to the bond forged in the trials of the Fellowship, a bond that had withstood the test of time. Boromir's marriage to a noblewoman of Dol Amroth further solidified the ties between Gondor and its allies. Their union was celebrated with great joy, a symbol of hope for the future generations. The couple had children who grew up in a time of peace, their lives a testament to the world Boromir had helped shape. His lineage, like his legacy, would endure, ensuring that the values he cherished would be passed down through the ages. Yet, Boromir's heart was never far from the memory of those he had fought alongside in the War of the Ring. He often visited the tombs of his fallen comrades, paying homage to their sacrifice. These solemn pilgrimages served as a reminder of the cost of victory and the responsibility that came with it. He would stand in silence before the resting place of Theoden, king of Rohan, or lay a wreath at the memorial of the brave hobbits who had played their part in the great struggle. As the years passed, Boromir remained vigilant against the lingering shadows that threatened the peace he had worked so hard to achieve. He strengthened Gondor's defenses and maintained a watchful eye on the borders, aware that evil was never truly vanquished, only diminished. His vigilance ensured that Gondor remained a bastion of strength, ready to defend the freedoms of Middle-earth against any who would seek to challenge them. With each passing year, Boromir grew in wisdom and stature, a king beloved by his people. His reign was marked by justice and mercy, qualities that endeared him to the hearts of all who dwelt in Gondor. He was a ruler who walked among his people, listening to their concerns and sharing in their joys and sorrows. His humility and strength of character were the foundation upon which the White City stood, a beacon of hope in a world still healing from the scars of war. As Boromir neared the twilight of his years, he began to prepare for the future, ensuring that Gondor would continue to prosper long after his reign had ended. He gathered his children and advisors, imparting the lessons he had learned and the values he held dear. His legacy would be one of unity and resilience, a testament to the enduring spirit of men and the strength of a heart that had once been tempted, but never conquered. Thus, under Boromir's wise and courageous rule, Gondor stood as a testament to the power of redemption and the unyielding will to forge a brighter future. The White Tree bloomed in all its glory, a symbol of the hope and renewal that Boromir had brought to his people. And as the Fourth Age unfolded, the story of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, continued to inspire those who sought to find their place in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Middle-earth. Boromir's reign continued to shape Middle-earth, and his influence extended beyond Gondor's borders. As the lands around the White City prospered, Boromir turned his gaze to the north, where the remnants of the Dunedain roamed the wilds. He recognized the need to restore the ancient kingdom of Arnor and reunite it with Gondor, fulfilling a dream long held by the heirs of Isildur. With Aragorn's blessing, Boromir set out to rebuild the northern kingdom. He dispatched envoys to the scattered Dunedain, calling them to gather under a single banner. Many responded, inspired by Boromir's vision of a united realm. The ruins of Fernast and Anúminas were cleared of the shadows that had lingered there for centuries, and new settlements began to rise, echoing the glory of old. In Eriador, Boromir established trade routes with the Shire, fostering a bond of friendship with the hobbits. He admired their resilience and simplicity, seeing in them a reflection of the peace he sought to bring to his own people. The hobbits, in turn, were charmed by the warrior king's warmth and sincerity, and they welcomed his visits with feasts and song. The reconstruction of Arnor was not without challenges. The remnants of Angmar still lurked in the north, and Boromir led several expeditions to drive them out. His victories in these skirmishes further solidified his reputation as a formidable leader, one who could wield both sword and diplomacy with equal skill. As peace took root, Boromir turned his attention to the cultural revival of Gondor and Arnor. He encouraged the study of lore and the preservation of history, knowing that the lessons of the past were crucial for the future. Scholars and minstrels flourished under his patronage, creating a rich tapestry of knowledge and art that would inspire generations to come. Boromir's relationship with Faramir grew ever stronger. The brothers, once separated by duty and distance, now worked side by side to ensure the prosperity of their people. Faramir's wisdom complemented Boromir's strength, and together they forged a legacy of unity and peace. Their bond was a beacon of hope, showing that even in a world scarred by war, healing and reconciliation were possible. As the years passed, Boromir's children came of age. He taught them the values he held dear: courage, honor, and the importance of serving others. His eldest son, named Denethor after his grandfather, showed great promise as a leader, while his daughter, Eleniel, was renowned for her wisdom and compassion. Boromir's legacy was secure, and he took great pride in knowing that his children would continue the work he had begun. Boromir's reign was not without its trials. Shadows still lingered in the corners of Middle-earth, and the memory of Sauron's tyranny was not easily erased. Yet Boromir remained steadfast, ever vigilant against the encroaching darkness. He fortified Gondor's borders and maintained a strong alliance with Rohan, ensuring that the free peoples would stand united against any threat. One such threat emerged from the east, where a new power sought to rise in the wake of Sauron's fall. Boromir led a coalition of men, elves, and dwarves to confront this menace, his leadership once again proving decisive. The battle was fierce, but Boromir's strategic brilliance and the valor of his allies turned the tide. Victory was hard-won, but it reaffirmed the strength of the bonds that held Middle-earth together. The victory brought renewed hope to the free peoples, and Boromir's name was celebrated in songs and tales. He had become a symbol of resilience and determination, a king who had risen from the shadow of temptation to become a beacon of light. His journey from near tragedy to greatness was a testament to the enduring spirit of men, and it inspired all who heard it. As Boromir's reign entered its twilight years, he reflected on the path he had traveled. He had faced many trials and endured many hardships, yet he had emerged stronger for it. He had resisted the ring's temptation and redeemed himself, proving that even in the darkest moments, hope could prevail. Boromir's legacy was one of unity and strength, a testament to the power of redemption and the unyielding will to forge a brighter future. Under his rule, Gondor and Arnor stood as twin pillars of light, guiding the free peoples through the shadows of the past and into a new era of peace and prosperity. As the Fourth Age unfolded, Boromir's story continued to resonate throughout Middle-earth. His reign was a shining example of what could be achieved when courage and compassion were united. The white tree of Gondor bloomed in all its glory, a symbol of the hope and renewal that Boromir had brought to his people. And as the years passed, the tale of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, inspired countless others to seek their own path in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Middle-earth. Boromir's triumph over the ring's temptation echoed throughout Middle-earth, a tale of redemption and strength that inspired many. As the years passed, his influence continued to grow, and his vision for a united and peaceful realm spread far and wide. He understood that true strength lay not in domination, but in unity and cooperation. Thus, he sought to extend the peace and prosperity of Gondor to all corners of Middle-earth. With the restoration of Arnor underway, Boromir turned his attention to the elves and dwarves. He recognized the importance of fostering strong relationships with these ancient peoples, whose wisdom and skills were invaluable in maintaining the balance of power in Middle-earth. Through his efforts, a council was established in Rivendell, where representatives from all races could gather to discuss matters of mutual concern. This council became a symbol of the unity that Boromir championed, a place where differences could be resolved through dialogue rather than conflict. In Rivendell, Boromir met with Elrond, seeking his counsel on how to maintain the delicate peace that had been achieved. Elrond, wise and far-seeing, offered guidance on navigating the complexities of interracial relations and the importance of preserving the natural world. Boromir listened intently, understanding that the future of Middle-earth depended on the cooperation of all its peoples. The dwarves, too, were eager to forge closer ties with Gondor under Boromir's leadership. In Khazad-dûm, the great city of the dwarves, Boromir was welcomed with open arms. The dwarves admired his strength and determination, and they pledged their support to his vision of a united Middle-earth. Together, they worked on projects that would enhance trade and communication between their realms, ensuring that the bonds of friendship would endure. As Boromir's influence grew, so too did the prosperity of Gondor and its allies. The White City became a hub of commerce and culture, attracting traders and travelers from all over Middle-earth. The markets of Minas Tirith were filled with goods from distant lands, and the streets echoed with the languages of many peoples. This vibrant exchange of ideas and cultures enriched all who lived in Gondor, creating a society that was both diverse and harmonious. Despite the peace, Boromir remained ever vigilant. He knew that the shadows of the past could still threaten the future, and he was determined to protect the realm he had worked so hard to build. He established a network of watchtowers along the borders of Gondor, manned by loyal soldiers who were trained to detect and repel any threat. These towers became a symbol of Gondor's strength and resolve, a reminder that the peace Boromir had achieved was not to be taken for granted. In the twilight of his reign, Boromir reflected on the path he had traveled. He had faced many challenges and overcome great odds, yet he had emerged stronger for it. His legacy was one of unity and resilience, a testament to the power of redemption and the enduring spirit of men. Under his rule, Gondor and its allies stood as twin pillars of light, guiding the free peoples through the shadows of the past and into a new era of peace and prosperity. Boromir's story continued to resonate throughout Middle-earth, inspiring countless others to seek their own paths in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Arda. His reign was a shining example of what could be achieved when courage and compassion were united, and his name would be remembered for generations to come. As the Fourth Age unfolded, the tale of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, served as a beacon of hope and a reminder that even in the darkest moments, light could prevail. Yet Boromir knew that his time was drawing to a close. He began to prepare for the future, ensuring that Gondor would continue to prosper long after his reign had ended. He gathered his children and advisors, imparting the lessons he had learned and the values he held dear. His legacy would be one of unity and strength, a testament to the enduring spirit of men and the power of redemption. As his reign came to an end, Boromir looked to the horizon with hope, knowing that the future of Middle-earth was bright. The white tree of Gondor bloomed in all its glory, a symbol of the hope and renewal that Boromir had brought to his people. And as the years passed, the tale of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, continued to inspire those who sought to find their place in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Middle-earth. Boromir's vision for a united Middle-earth was not one of mere conquest but of shared prosperity and enduring peace. As he turned his attention to the west, he saw the need to strengthen ties with the elves of Lothlorien and the Woodland Realm. With the guidance of Galadriel and Thranduil, Boromir sought to weave a tapestry of cooperation that would bind their peoples together in mutual respect and shared purpose. In Lothlorien, Boromir walked among the golden leaves of the Malorn trees, speaking with Galadriel of the challenges that lay ahead. She, in her wisdom, saw the strength of Boromir's heart and the sincerity of his intentions. "You have resisted the darkness within," she said, "and thus you are prepared to face the shadows that linger. But remember, the light of Lorien is a light for all, and it shall guide you in your efforts." The elves, long withdrawn from the affairs of men, found in Boromir a reason to engage once more with the world beyond their borders. They offered their knowledge and skills, aiding in the restoration of the lands that had suffered under. They worked to heal the scars of war and nurture the seeds of renewal. In the woodland realm, Thranduil welcomed Boromir as an ally and a friend. The two leaders shared a vision of a Middle-earth where elves and men stood as equals, their destinies intertwined. Thranduil, with his keen insight, recognized that Boromir's commitment to unity was genuine, and he pledged the support of his people to this noble cause. As these alliances flourished, Boromir turned his attention to the Shire, a land of peace and plenty that had played a pivotal role in the downfall of Sauron. He journeyed there to meet with the hobbits, whose courage and resilience had inspired him during the darkest days of the War of the Ring. In the Shire, Boromir found a sense of tranquility and joy that renewed his spirit. He marveled at the simplicity of hobbit life, the warmth of their hospitality, and the strength of their community. "Your people have taught us all a great lesson," Boromir said to Samwise Gamgee, who had become a leader among his kin. "The courage to face the darkness with hope and the wisdom to cherish the light in simple things. These are gifts that you have given to all of Middle-earth." The hobbits, in turn, were honored by Boromir's visit and welcomed him with open arms. They celebrated with feasts and songs, sharing their tales of bravery and friendship. Boromir's bond with the Shire grew stronger, and he pledged to protect their way of life, ensuring that their land would remain a haven of peace. As Boromir's influence spread, so did his reputation as a leader of great vision and compassion. His efforts to unite the free peoples of Middle-earth were met with admiration and gratitude. Yet, he remained humble, ever mindful of the lessons he had learned on his journey from temptation to redemption. In the years that followed, Boromir continued to guide Gondor and its allies through the challenges of the Fourth Age. He established a council of leaders from across Middle-earth, where matters of trade, security, and diplomacy could be addressed. This council became a cornerstone of the new era of cooperation, fostering dialogue and understanding among diverse cultures. Boromir's children, raised in this time of peace, grew to embody the values he cherished. His son Denethor, named after his grandfather, proved to be a wise and just leader, while his daughter Eleniel became a respected diplomat, known for her ability to bridge divides and forge lasting bonds. As the years turned to decades, Boromir remained a steadfast guardian of Middle-earth's peace. He continued to travel the lands, meeting with leaders and common folk alike, always seeking to strengthen the ties that bound them. His presence was a reminder of the power of unity and the triumph of hope over despair. Eventually, Boromir knew that his time as king would come to an end. He called a great gathering of the free peoples, where he shared his vision for the future and entrusted the leadership of Gondor to his son. He spoke of the importance of vigilance, compassion, and the enduring struggle against the shadows that would always seek to encroach upon the light. With his legacy secure, Boromir retired to a life of quiet reflection, spending his days in the company of his family and the friends he had made along the way. He took solace in the knowledge that Middle-earth was a better place for his efforts, and that the bonds he had forged would endure long after he was gone. In the end, Boromir's story was one of redemption, unity, and hope. It was a tale that resonated throughout the ages, inspiring future generations to strive for a world where all could live in peace and harmony. And as the white tree of Gondor continued to bloom, so too did the legacy of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, whose courage and compassion had shaped the destiny of Middle-earth. As Boromir's reign continued, the light of his leadership illuminated even the darkest corners of Middle-earth. His vision of a united realm, where each race contributed its unique strengths, began to take tangible form. In the heart of Gondor, the white city of Minas Tirith stood as a beacon of hope and prosperity, its towers gleaming under the sun, a testament to the resilience and courage of its people. Boromir's dedication to peace extended to the lands beyond Gondor's borders. He sent emissaries to the north, where the hardy folk of the Dunedain had long kept watch over the wilds. Under his guidance, the scattered remnants of Arnor were slowly brought together, their ancient heritage rekindled as Boromir encouraged the rebuilding of once great cities like Annúminas and Fernost. This revival was not only a physical reconstruction but a spiritual one, binding the hearts of men to their storied past and promising future. In the realm of Rohan, King Eomer found in Boromir a steadfast ally and brother in arms. Their friendship, forged in the fires of war, was strengthened by mutual respect and shared aspirations for their people. Together, they worked to secure the borders of their lands, ensuring the safety of their subjects and the continuation of peace. The Rohirrim, inspired by Boromir's valor, rode with renewed vigor, knowing that Gondor stood ever ready to aid them in times of need. The elves, too, found a trusted friend in Boromir. His efforts to preserve their ancient wisdom and beauty were met with gratitude and admiration. In Lothlorien, Galadriel and Celeborn welcomed him as kin, their lands flourishing under a newfound peace. In Rivendell, Elrond's counsel was a guiding star for Boromir, who sought to balance the wisdom of the Eldar with the ambitions of men. These alliances were not merely political but personal, rooted in a deep understanding and respect for the diverse tapestry of Middle-earth. The dwarves of Erebor and the Iron Hills, renowned for their craftsmanship and tenacity, were equally valued allies. Boromir's appreciation for their skills led to a flourishing trade between their realms, enriching both cultures and strengthening their bonds. The dwarves, in turn, recognized Boromir's sincerity and dedication, pledging their loyalty to his vision of unity and peace. As Boromir's influence spread, so did his reputation as a king who valued justice and compassion above all. His court in Minas Tirith became a place where disputes were settled with fairness, where all were heard, and where the rule of law was upheld with integrity. His ability to balance the needs of his people with the demands of leadership was a testament to his growth as a ruler, one who had learned from his past and looked to the future with unwavering hope. Yet Boromir's heart was never far from the memory of those who had fallen in the struggle against Sauron. He often visited the tombs of his comrades, paying homage to their sacrifice and drawing strength from their legacy. These moments of reflection served as a reminder of the cost of peace and the responsibility that came with it. He vowed to honor their memory by ensuring that the peace they had fought for would endure for generations to come. In his later years, Boromir began to focus on the education and training of his children, preparing them to carry on his legacy. His son Denethor, named after his grandfather, displayed a keen intellect and a natural aptitude for leadership, while his daughter Eleniel was noted for her diplomatic skills and empathy. Boromir imparted to them the values he cherished: the importance of courage, the necessity of compassion, and the power of unity. As the Fourth Age unfolded, Boromir's story continued to inspire those who sought to find their place in the world. His reign was a shining example of what could be achieved when courage and compassion were united, and his legacy was one of hope and renewal. The White Tree of Gondor bloomed in all its glory, a symbol of the enduring spirit of men and the power of redemption. Yet Boromir knew that his time as king would eventually come to an end. He began to prepare for this transition, ensuring that Gondor would continue to prosper under the guidance of his children. He called a great gathering of the free peoples, where he shared his vision for the future and entrusted the leadership of Gondor to his son. His words were a call to vigilance, a reminder that the peace they had achieved was not to be taken for granted. In his final years, Boromir retired to a life of quiet reflection, content in the knowledge that Middle-earth was a better place for his efforts. He spent his days in the company of his family and the friends he had made along the way, taking solace in the knowledge that the bonds he had forged would endure long after he was gone. Boromir's story was one of redemption, unity, and hope. It was a tale that resonated throughout the ages, inspiring future generations to strive for a world where all could live in peace and harmony. And as the white tree of Gondor continued to bloom, so too did the legacy of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, whose courage and compassion had shaped the destiny of Middle-earth. Boromir's reign continued to unfold in the Fourth Age, a testament to the resilience and unity he had cultivated among the free peoples of Middle-earth. As the years passed, the alliances he had forged with the elves and dwarves bore fruit, strengthening the bonds of friendship and cooperation across the land. The council established in Rivendell, with its representatives from all races, became a beacon of hope and diplomacy, a place where the future of Middle-earth was continually shaped by understanding and mutual respect. In the heart of Gondor, Boromir's leadership brought about a renaissance of culture and knowledge. Scholars from distant lands gathered in Minas Tirith, sharing their wisdom and deepening the understanding of the world. The libraries of the White City swelled with tomes of lore, chronicling not only the history of men but also the rich tapestry of elven and dwarven heritage. Boromir understood that knowledge was as vital as strength in maintaining peace, and he encouraged the pursuit of learning as a cornerstone of his rule. Boromir's relationship with the Dunedain of the North flourished, as he continued to support their efforts to rebuild Arnor. The cities of Annúminas and Fernost began to rise from the ruins, echoing the grandeur of their ancient past. The restoration of these cities was a labor of love, uniting men from both Gondor and Arnor in a shared vision of unity. The Dunedain, long accustomed to their role as protectors of the North, found new purpose in the alliance with Gondor. Their strength revitalized by Boromir's leadership, the Shire, too, remained a cherished ally. Boromir's visits to the land of the hobbits were marked by joy and celebration, his respect for their way of life evident in every interaction. The hobbits, in turn, admired Boromir's humility and strength, seeing in him a protector of their peaceful existence. The bond between Gondor and the Shire was a testament to Boromir's belief in the value of all peoples, regardless of size or strength, in the tapestry of Middle-earth. Boromir's family, raised in this time of peace, became symbols of hope for the future. His son Denethor, named in honor of his grandfather, displayed a keen mind and a compassionate heart, qualities that endeared him to the people of Gondor. Eleniel, Boromir's daughter, became a renowned diplomat, her skills in negotiation and empathy bridging divides that might otherwise have remained insurmountable. Under their guidance, Gondor's legacy of unity and strength was assured, yet Boromir remained ever vigilant. He was acutely aware that the shadows of the past could still reach out to threaten the peace he had worked so hard to achieve. His network of watchtowers and loyal soldiers ensured that Gondor's borders were secure, ready to repel any threat. This vigilance was a reminder to all that peace was a precious gift, one that required constant care and protection. As Boromir's reign entered its twilight years, he began to reflect on the path he had traveled. His journey from temptation to redemption was a testament to the enduring spirit of men and the power of hope. He had faced many trials and emerged stronger for it, his legacy one of unity and resilience. The white tree of Gondor, a symbol of renewal, continued to bloom, its branches reaching towards the sky as a testament to the enduring spirit of the realm. Boromir's final years were spent in the company of his family and friends, savoring the peace he had helped to create. He took comfort in the knowledge that the bonds he had forged would endure long after he was gone, ensuring that Gondor and its allies would continue to thrive. His story, one of redemption, unity, and hope, resonated throughout Middle-earth, inspiring future generations to strive for a world where all could live in harmony. As Boromir prepared to pass the mantle of leadership to his son, he called a great gathering of the free peoples. There, he shared his vision for the future, a future where vigilance and compassion would guide the actions of all. His words were a call to action, a reminder that the peace they had achieved was not to be taken for granted, but to be nurtured and protected for generations to come. In the end, Boromir's legacy was one of hope and renewal. His reign was a shining example of what could be achieved when courage and compassion were united. The tale of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, continued to inspire those who sought to find their place in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Middle-earth. And as the years passed, his story remained a beacon of light, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, hope could prevail. The years of Boromir's reign continued to be marked by prosperity and peace, yet he remained ever vigilant against the threats that might arise from the remnants of Sauron's influence. His alliances with the elves and dwarves strengthened, and the council in Rivendell became a symbol of unity and cooperation among the free peoples. This council was instrumental in resolving disputes and fostering dialogue, ensuring that the peace Boromir had worked so hard to achieve would endure. In Minas Tirith, the White City flourished under Boromir's guidance. The libraries expanded, becoming repositories of knowledge where scholars from across Middle-earth gathered to study and share their wisdom. Boromir understood the power of knowledge and encouraged its pursuit as a means to strengthen the realm. The arts and sciences thrived, with new innovations and creations enhancing the lives of the people. The ties with the Dunedain of the North grew stronger, as Boromir continued to support the restoration of Arnor. The cities of Annúminas and Fernost rose from the ruins, their glory renewed as a testament to the enduring spirit of men. This revival was not only a physical reconstruction but a spiritual one, uniting the hearts of the people in a shared vision of unity. Boromir's visits to the Shire were always a time of joy and celebration. The hobbits, with their simple yet profound wisdom, had taught him the value of peace and the importance of cherishing the light in simple things. The bond between Gondor and the Shire was a testament to Boromir's belief in the value of all peoples, regardless of size or strength. As Boromir's children matured, they embodied the values he held dear. Denethor, his son, displayed a keen intellect and a compassionate heart, qualities that endeared him to the people of Gondor. Eleniel, his daughter, became a renowned diplomat, her skills in negotiation and empathy bridging divides that might otherwise have remained insurmountable. Under their guidance, Gondor's legacy of unity and strength was assured. Despite the peace, Boromir remained ever vigilant. He knew that the shadows of the past could still reach out to threaten the future. His network of watchtowers ensured that Gondor's borders were secure, ready to repel any threat. This vigilance was a reminder to all that peace was a precious gift, one that required constant care and protection. As Boromir's reign entered its twilight years, he began to reflect on the path he had traveled. His journey from temptation to redemption was a testament to the enduring spirit of men and the power of hope. He had faced many trials and emerged stronger for it, his legacy one of unity and resilience. The White Tree of Gondor, a symbol of renewal, continued to bloom, its branches reaching towards the sky as a testament to the enduring spirit of the realm. Boromir's final years were spent in the company of his family and friends, savoring the peace he had helped to create. He took comfort in the knowledge that the bonds he had forged would endure long after he was gone, ensuring that Gondor and its allies would continue to thrive. His story, one of redemption, unity, and hope, resonated throughout Middle-earth, inspiring future generations to strive for a world where all could live in harmony. As Boromir prepared to pass the mantle of leadership to his son, he called a great gathering of the free peoples. There, he shared his vision for the future, a future where vigilance and compassion would guide the actions of all. His words were a call to action, a reminder that the peace they had achieved was not to be taken for granted, but to be nurtured and protected for generations to come. In the end, Boromir's legacy was one of hope and renewal. His reign was a shining example of what could be achieved when courage and compassion were united. The tale of Boromir, Gondor's greatest warrior king, continued to inspire those who sought to find their place in the ever-unfolding tapestry of Middle-earth. And as the years passed, his story remained a beacon of light, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, hope could prevail.